Hey guys, welcome to Dat Wrasslin podcast. This is Sheepshifter 23. I'm here with Soulamazin Gaming's Ben Rivers and Streetkilln HD. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm
pretty good. Ready to get into this episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I'm kind of actually like a little bit like still coughing a little bit. Yeah.
Right, they're still coughing. Well, at least you're not wheezing.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. All right, Seth Rollins. So we had Elias come out at first and do his little song and dance. It was a pretty good one. Anytime Elias starts off Raw, it's pretty awesome. You know, you generally expect Raw to start off with dun 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 dun. That's generally the way Raw usually starts off.
Yeah,
so I love Elias. I'm gonna be rooting for Elias all year. But had a standoff between Rollins and Elias, and Rollins got a chair. The exchange was kind of awkward with the chair versus the guitar thing.
Yeah.
But it was still all right. But you know, it's right after he knocked the guitar out of Elias's hands, Jinder Mahal came in from behind. So it was a Jinder Mahal and Elias beat down. So what about this, guys? What if there's a new band starting?
A new band
between
Elias and Jinder. Yeah, they're going to start a new band.
Part of 3MB, so he could.
He's already got some band practice already. He's been to band camp.
With the 3MB.
So
that could be interesting.
It could be.
No, it wouldn't. I don't want to. Please, God, don't pair Jinder Mahal with Elias. I love Elias. Do not ruin him.
I honestly think that Jinder Mahal has potential to be entertaining. I think as cringy and as much as we hate what he's doing, I think he's selling it well, though. He's doing a good job of what he is doing. So
he's making us hate him. That's his job. I understand.
Exactly.
I agree.
So I think that if the role was reversed and they try to make him into somebody that we like, we're gonna like him. I think he would perform well. I think he's a good actor. As much cringy promos that they force him into doing, he sticks to his guns and he does it.
Yeah, see, I missed most of the three-man band days, so I never really got to see any of that or any of what his involvement was or what his role or part to play was in the three-man band scene. I mean, maybe I should go back and, watch some archive footage, It's hard to do, 2 podcasts and my own stream and trying to play games in the meantime and watch wrestling. Like, my whole life is completely booked up, so I don't think I can squeeze any more into it. But, I acknowledge and respect what Jinder Mahal has done and how he's been able to revive his career and come back. So, props. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time.
Any thoughts on this, guys? What y'all think of it? I guess we can before we go on, we can. None at all.
Roman Reigns got a nice reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, but they were beating up Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's what I told. I told my girlfriend, like, of course, because she's like, they like him. They actually like Roman. I'm like, of course they like him. He's coming to the aid of Seth Rollins. It's the only reason they're cheering.
And some of the goofier, not goofier, more I'll go the southern states where I think the intelligence might be a little lower.
Yeah.
They tend to like Roman Reigns a little bit more.
Like Arkansas?
Yeah. I don't I don't hate Roman Reigns. I appreciate, I respect Roman Reigns. I think he's a very gifted wrestler. And, you know, he deserves a push, but it's not his fault. You know, I also don't think that it's his fault that he's got the cards that he's playing with right now. He's just doing the best he can with what he's got. And I can respect and appreciate that. He doesn't do bad promos. They're not terrible. He doesn't, you know, he's not a bad wrestler. He's had some kind of cringy promo moments, but for the most part, he does a good job. I have no complaints about Roman Reigns. Except for, you know, the misused push. But that's WWE's, you know, thing. That's what they do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that led to the tag team match. Welcome back, Street. We're just still on the first match. So this tag team match was pretty crazy. Elias came out with the win.
Yeah, actually pinning Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that was, I didn't expect, I didn't see it. You expected Elias to lose because that's generally what the heels in the vein of Elias do. They lose until they do something shady and they get a title. And then they hold the title for a long time through nefarious methods, you know, count-outs, disqualifications, interferences, you know, the general stuff. So I didn't see Elias winning, you know, fairly clean here.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Yeah, true.
So for all those reasons, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was actually pretty happy with the beginning 2 segments of Raw. I definitely, it was a breath of fresh air from Jinder Mahal. It was a breath of fresh air from Roman Reigns. They've been, you know, it was something interesting involving 2 people that we don't usually see something interesting from. It just goes to show what Elias and Seth Rollins are capable of. They can get anybody over, even Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. So that's what they're doing. It's WWE putting. It's WWE putting the 2 biggest draws they have with 2 people that they desperately need to get over.
Why is people sending me Fortnite anyway? So they don't know the podcast is on.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what they're doing there, and I respect it. I get it. I dig what they're putting down.
I dig it too.
Any other thoughts on this, guys? So now that we finally got into the match part.
The match? You know, it was what it was, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I think you got
Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Elias, and Jinder Mahal. I don't know why Elias. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I don't know why Elias is in this match, but I do. It's because of the thing that he did with the guitar. To Seth Rollins, yeah. I get that now.
And because he's Red Hot Elias.
Yeah. Red Hot Elias. I guess it's good pairing. I mean, I guess they are kind of bringing back the Shield-ish. They're kind of bringing back the Shield. I mean, they're still letting us know that.
That's one thing. I thought that was just kind of lazy writing. They haven't been mentioning Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins' friendship at all over the last, you know, few months. But you know, I guess they're one of those kind of friendships. Like they're gonna always be friends now. I guess kind of thing.
They do that a lot, though. That's the thing. They always have to remember or tell us, or like, just so we know that, you know, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are like still friends, and the Shield is still kind of there. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not hating on the match or any of the storylines. I mean, I know Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns, they're having this feud right now, and they're hoping for Roman Reigns to get a push because he's fighting Jinder Mahal, so people could actually finally like him and throwing Seth Rollins in there in the mix and whatnot. But has it happened? Like, come on. How many heels has Roman fought in? Like,
he's like had
if Jinder Mahal himself can't get over Roman, and people can't like kind of like Roman and actually be happy or whatever, what made them think that this is gonna work from the time they had like all heels basically attack Roman? If that didn't work, this is not gonna fucking work. You know what I'm saying? It's like what?
Yeah, or they could actually like throw like in a massive something like we won't really expect, like such as like just give Jinder Mahal the win. I don't know. That's what like what I could see like the WWE like just doing again, like Jinder Mahal just like an unexpected win over Roman.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really seen Jinder Mahal and Roman feud, so.
I mean, I agree with what Ben said, but at the same time, I don't understand why people expect Roman Reigns to win. I mean, what has Roman done that made you expect him to be the one to come out on top? When's the last time Roman's won a big match? He's lost to every member of the Raw roster, like, honestly.
He has lost to Brock.
He's lost to Brock twice. He's lost to Finn. He's lost to Seth. Seth eliminated him in that one match. I forgot how you call it.
Yeah, he's even lost to Kevin Owens.
Lost to Kevin Owens.
It's not us that.
He lost the same.
It's not us that we expect him to like. It's just.
I don't see Jinder Mahal beating Roman as like a surprise or an upset or anything.
He's beaten him multiple times, didn't he?
I expect it.
Didn't Jinder beat Roman already a few times?
I think like
maybe possibly.
At the beginning of his push.
I think
it was.
I think the win might have been dirty. I don't remember, but I think it might have been a dirty win. Just like it's Jinder Mahal, you know what I'm saying?
And he gets him with a counter. He's in a tough spot.
If he did, I don't remember. If he did, but if he did, it's a dirty win. I'm pretty sure he did win him once, but that was because of the Singh brother.
Nobody controls the pace
made him lose.
Quite like this guy.
So.
Yeah, I think he lost the title shot to Jinder.
Just like this match right here, Mahal and Elias defeated Owens and Reigns. It was a bit, you know, cheap win.
So if anybody doesn't have anything else to add, we can move on to the next segment.
Oh yeah, we can definitely move on.
And that was a pretty awesome little segment. Where Curt Hawkins came out and he had some tacos set up for everybody. We were going to have a little taco surprise dinner if Curt Hawkins won. And he was going up against a no-name, you know, easy competition.
James Harden.
James Harden, like the basketball player from the Houston Rockets, so even better. So I literally thought that this was the end. I was like, oh man,
I thought so
Curt Hawkins
too.
is finally gonna get his push. Here we go, let's go Hawkins. I was getting excited. I was, fix to start looking up Curt Hawkins t-shirts.
Yeah.
Right, it was gonna be that big of a deal. And then Baron Corbin came out, and Baron Corbin just ruined the whole thing. Made him look like a little bitch, matter of fact, just like slammed his face in the tacos and shit, and made him.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, did you watch it on Hulu again? Yeah, Baron Corbin comes out and slaps him and like messes up, interferes. He attacks his opponent. Yeah, he attacks James Harden so that Curt Hawkins loses via disqualification. Then, he takes Curt Hawkins outside the ring, and like just Curt Hawkins tries to like throw a punch and just nothing effective, and he just like runs him over. So, but you know, definitely for sure. I'm pretty sure that Curt Hawkins' first win is going to be Baron Corbin, so that's a plus.
Yeah, that's what I have a feeling too.
he made Baron, but he did make Curt Hawkins look like a little bitch.
Yeah, he definitely did. But then, then of course after that, Baron Corbin went to Curt Angle, saying that Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon actually went to Stephanie McMahon saying that he was being overlooked, and she appointed the Lone Wolf as a personal representative.
Do you guys? Okay, let me ask you guys a question. You know how these superstars coming out saying Stephanie McMahon did this and did that? Do you think this is all real, or do you think these superstars are just taking advantage of Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle is basically scared of Stephanie McMahon? So do you think this is actually all true?
I don't know.
Like, you think Stephanie made what's his name? Baron Corbin a whatever.
Stable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think all these wrestlers that are saying this shit and putting Stephanie McMahon's name in it just to scare Kurt Angle and make him like a pussy. Just take advantage.
Why is this even like a new job name?
I don't even have your new character.
Oh my god, I called it like Constable and it was Constable.
Here's another thing. Here's my thought about this Curt Hawkins thing. So, I had a feeling that maybe this could have been Curt Hawkins' win in this match, but then I realized that this would be his 200th loss, and I'm like, okay, they're not gonna have him win because they'll have him hit 200 exact. Maybe he'll actually win now. Maybe since he just hit 200 losses in a row. So
we'll actually look like a reckon next week. That's like what I'm currently betting on right now.
I don't know.
The Curt Hawkins could find a way to beat Baron Corbin, but then it's not gonna work. And then Baron Corbin gets Curt Hawkins that 201 losing streak. We don't know. We'll have to find out for next week.
Yeah,
see what happens.
It'd be actually interesting to see if Curt Hawkins
I didn't see this, but it sounds interesting.
It was great.
Yeah,
I can't wait for Curt Hawkins to finally get that first win.
It was his 200 loss.
Well, it's even better that it's going to be to Baron Corbin. Curt Hawkins is going to beat Baron Corbin.
Yeah, former Mr. Money in the Bank, which lost to Jinder Mahal.
So if you think about it, maybe Baron Corbin really is in trouble because, he goes from Money in the Bank to losing that to feuding with No Way Jose to feuding with
Curt Hawkins.
With Shinsuke Nakamura.
Curt Hawkins.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just going down the... There's no further to go. I mean, what's left? Ellsworth?
Yeah, bring Ellsworth back.
Gilbert?
Which actually Ellsworth is the Intergender champion, so he could...
What is that? Fucking
Okay, yeah, I actually will say this right now, like it's half blue, half pink.
Yeah,
belt.
I get that. But who came up with that? It's just stupid.
Why? I don't know.
How could there be even a such thing? This makes no sense. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing,
which
here.
is Nia Jax taking on Natalya.
Fucking match.
Yeah.
Nia Jax, Natalya, going at it.
And also
this is
Natalya.
bad.
All bad.
That was bad. It was.
This is bad from Nia, bad from Ronda, bad from Natalya. Natalya had the worst fake knee injury I've ever seen.
Definitely.
What? How did you get hurt? From bouncing off the rope? I didn't see anything that could possibly cause a freaking injury. This was no bueno, Batman.
It was a bad match.
Bad for business.
It was a very bad match.
I just don't even like know like the reason why like he's making like Nia Jax feel this strong against Ronda Rousey, and then I put Nia Jax.
Natalia's in the women's Money in the Bank match, right?
Huh? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think she is.
I may be confused by that, but I don't know.
I think she is in
Natalya, Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi from SmackDown. Oh no, it's Lana, not Natalya.
Some Master Dash, Fly Cap, and Braun.
Oh no, Charlotte's not in it. She's the champion.
Yeah, Charlotte's not in it.
Wait, what?
So it's
no, Charlotte is.
Carmella's the champion.
Yeah, Charlotte is in it.
Carmella's the champion.
Oh, I told you guys I'm tired. I'm living in 6 months ago or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This guy.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think we should
Natalia's on her already.
This is pretty terrible. I don't give any of it. I guess Bleacher Report thought highly of it because they gave it a C. That's like giving it an A in my book.
That was surprising that they actually gave it a C.
D, maybe a D plus, maybe.
D plus. That's true. I agree with that. I don't know. It was a bad match.
So
it was just bad writing, bad match, everything.
Yeah.
Nope,
we could just move right on into the Braun
next
Strowman
segment.
versus Bobby Roode.
Braun Strowman versus Bobby Roode. Alright.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So, a lot of people are saying this was like a bad match too. But, I don't know. Like, I don't see the feud here with...
This is one of the best matches I've seen Roode have in a while.
I know, but a lot of other people are...
It was creative, it was fun.
Well, Bleacher Report also gave it a B-, which is close to a fucking C. But, I don't know, I heard that people didn't like this match and didn't care for it. I don't know, I wouldn't say it was really that bad, but, like, I don't see if this is gonna be a feud or not. Like, I don't get it. Like, what are they gonna do with this? Like, how is this making any of these superstars good or bad? Like, I think it's just neutral. I think it's just like, I don't know.
Well, it made Braun Strowman look pretty awesome when he broke the ladder in half.
I know, but that's all. Is this just hype for the 8-man ladder match? Is that's all it is hype for? Is that just hype?
She's still done like
that is what it is. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah, see, that was it. Who cares? We're still not going to see a better ladder match than the one on NXT. Shit. That shit was a lot better.
That's true.
And I'm pretty sure Money in the Bank is not going to live up to that expectation.
He's in full control
now. No.
The one on NXT TakeOver was like one of the best ladder matches in fucking, what, a couple of years?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that nobody is going to be happy with who wins the Money in the Bank.
Why? Why wouldn't you be happy?
Well, somebody's going to be happy because I mean, somebody's going to want that person to win. But I'm saying for the most part, I don't think many people are going to be too happy because it's usually not. There's usually a clear favorite. And that person is usually not the person to win. There's a person that everybody wants. What I can say is that probably 90% of the WWE universe either wants Finn Balor or Braun Strowman to win.
Yeah, true.
Not where he wants to be right now.
It's usually the one person who hasn't had like a major push or a title run or anything like that.
Finn Balor hasn't,
the
and Braun
person you
Strowman
expect
hasn't
normally.
Had a big title run.
And see,
but it's normally somebody who's not that big of a superstar. Like, I don't know how to explain it in words, but
well, yeah, it's usually also meant to give a push.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. You know, I don't see
like the way I see it. From my like realistic WWE point of view, I see the winner being Samoa Joe.
Yeah, because he hasn't had a push
who's the one Money in the Bank ladder matches in the past.
Yeah.
It would make sense to be Samoa Joe.
I agree.
As much as I want it,
the New Day, the New Day push.
Yeah, that could be another one if they go with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if they go with Big E.
That's the point, though, that you just said. You've been hearing a lot about it. That means it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Also true.
We expect it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the.
It could also be Samoa Joe wins it and starts a rivalry with the New Day member.
When I say we expect it, I mean the general fan. The studied fan, you know, knows a little bit more. We know about the Big E thing. But, you know, could still be a work. You know, just to put Samoa Joe over or whatever.
It could be down to, like, Samoa Joe and whichever New Day member. And then Samoa Joe snags it. And then it starts a rivalry kind of thing.
We kind of, like, floated away from the match here. We didn't really talk about this match about Strowman. But we kind of... We didn't say we thought about it.
I like the part where Bobby Roode, you know, came up with the idea. You know, he knew he showed that he's crafty. He showed that he knows his opponent when he knows that Braun Strowman's going to do the run around the ring and thing, and you know, so he set up the ladder in preparation for that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I thought that was a nice little angle, and I thought it was. That's what I want to see from Bobby Roode. In every match, I want to see something like that.
A different crafty, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be that same specific thing, but just something
different,
unique, funny. It doesn't even have to be funny. It's unique, crafty, show off. You know, to make him stand out. Right now, in my opinion, it's kind of boring. But that was like. That gave me hope, a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with Bobby. We're going to have to see after Money in the Bank, huh?
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Absolutely.
Alright, let's move on to the tag team #1 contenders battle royale.
Tag team. Yeah, we actually also found out.
You know, I already had a feeling that they were going to win. Guys don't know, the B team won the battle royale for the #1 contender.
Oh, they put it on Hulu?
Yeah. It was shortened, but yeah. They didn't show any entrances.
Yeah.
It just started.
This is for who would face the leaders of Worlds. Which is Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank. So the B team, if you don't know who B team is, it's Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. They kind of been making a splash in a, you know, couple of weeks. You know, having their own team, stable name and whatnot, creating their own thing here. And they've been pulling off wins. And what was this, their 4th or 3rd win in a row?
Actually, no. No, this is actually their 3rd win.
Okay, 3rd win in a row. So... yeah, they'll be going against the leader of Worlds for this. But for this match, this battle royale, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It was.
There is. There's a
battle
lot.
Royale.
It's friggin' the very first people to get eliminated was Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I know.
And then they came in and attacked the whole. And then they came in and attacked the whole rest of the ring. I mean, they laid waste to everybody. And the main part here is that it was obvious that they were the dominant tag team in the ring with all those other teams.
Yeah, it was obvious, but it wasn't obvious that they were going to win. You might have thought they were going to win, but who's been getting the most clout here? Who's been getting the most popularity is the B team.
I knew that they weren't going to win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I knew they weren't going to win, but it was. I'm saying that it was interesting. It was good writing for once. It was good. You know, when I first started, we started playing. I was like, "Oh, it's not gonna be that big of a deal." Because
I mean,
it was.
It was all right.
It was clever.
I think it was good. Like we were talking about before, the casual fan would have most likely expected Drew and Dolph to win this match. They're the bigger, more dominant, more well-known tag team in the ring, and I think they did well by having them eliminated first was shock value, Second, having them come back in the ring and lay waste, it emphasized how much of a heels they are, and how angry and dominant they are, and that they're a force to be reckoned with going forward. You know what I mean? So it did its job. I think they did well.
I'm just probably looking this as a
if they got eliminated second or third, then it would have been like whatever. Like it wouldn't have done anything for them in any kind of way.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this as one-sided. I understand.
But I want to know why was the Authors of Pain not involved in this, and where have they been?
I know they've been left out for a while.
You think they're just too dominant of a team to be included in something like this, or?
That is.
I mean, are they just getting buried,
I think it's because.
Or are they just waiting for the right time? I think maybe they're trying to get the B team their push and let them do their thing, and then Authors of Pain will come in.
Here's the thing. I don't see the Authors of Pain fighting for a championship match against the Deal Leaders of the World. That's the B team kind of thing, Fandango maybe kind of thing. But I have a feeling that the Authors of Pain will come in when Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler are actually tag team champions. That would be a good moment right there.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of where I was going with that. The whole subject.
Yeah,
I think this is why it's good writing, is because WWE is playing the long game. They know that right now they're building up the B team thing to give us something to watch, to give us something for Money in the Bank, to get, and then they'll give us an actual team that's capable of beating the leaders of the world.
because right now it's right now after this happening, it's big Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. They're the big bad dominant tag team of the Raw brand, and when they have those titles and they're Dolph's gonna be in the ring being all cocky, who nobody can stop us, da 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 da. Then here comes the Authors of Pain that everybody forgot about, and now they have a challenger.
Yeah, true.
I see it going that way. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna happen. That's exactly how it's gonna happen. Make sure to hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already.
Guys, please do.
If we don't have any more thoughts and opinion about this whole thing, about the tag team for Raw and this Battle Royal for Raw, we can move on to the most
let's skip the next topic. Can we skip
stupidest
the next topic,
segment again? This whole fucking feud and shit.
Bobby Lashley and Sami
Zayn. Bobby Lashley.
Alright, I gotta say something about Raw. There's been Raw hasn't been that great. I didn't think it was
that bad. Yeah. I'm more lenient on this thing. I don't know why, but I'm more lenient than you guys about this. I didn't think it was that bad. Bleacher Report gave it a D. I don't think it was a D. Maybe C minus. I know it's not that big of a difference, but D just. I didn't think it was that bad.
I mean,
I think it left on like the way he called him out about the army thing is like was like a huge spit in the face. Like,
hell yeah,
very
that
disrespectful.
was.
So I think that actually left for. That's a big shock value thing, in my opinion. It's like Sammy really made himself look like a complete asshole. Like you just disrespected basically the United States.
Yeah, military service. That's kind of a. You don't talk shit about like a person's service, so that's
like you don't touch on that. Like even for writing in the WWE, like that's really disrespectful to say that.
Yeah, Sheep, what's your perspective on this? And
like they must have had to have like really like approached like Vince McMahon sat down with Bobby Lashley. Was like, look, if this is said, is this okay?
Yeah.
Like that took a lot of backstage conversation between Vince and him because you just don't do that.
Well, I don't know, Sheep. You tell me. What if somebody said that to you? Ex-military guy over here. What would you feel? Wouldn't you be upset?
Well, there's a difference. I can tell that this was a scripted thing.
I know, but I'm just saying as reality. If somebody said that.
Me being the person that I am now, I don't let things like that affect me anymore. But 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I was drinking and stuff, it was just a completely different story. But that's a different life. That's a whole lifetime ago, it seems like. So I've calmed down a lot. So I'd probably just brush it off and say whatever. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course I know that it's scripted. I'm just saying, as far as the storyline goes, that was like a big deal, in my opinion, for the storyline. So that's why I don't think the segment was that bad. I mean, obviously it wasn't great.
It was
either.
cringy again. I tell you from the beginning, it was cringy. I didn't really care for it. But...
Yeah, it's a little cringy. I think it's getting egged on too long.
Yeah.
And I think we would all rather see Bobby Lashley as more of a heel type.
We know
that dominant and not all friendly.
Yeah, we know for a fact that WWE, when they've decided on something, they're going to go with it, whether it's successful or not, and they're going to stand their ground. They're going to ride this thing until it's done. When they say they're going to finish it out.
Yep, that's WWE.
If they had plans to make this last until SummerSlam, God damn it, that's what they're fixing to do. It's going to last till SummerSlam. But hopefully that's not the case, and we'll get some breath of a reprieve from that. Maybe Bobby Lashley will go fight somebody, his own size, because for one, it's just not believable for him to be feuding with Sami Zayn, unless Sami Zayn was like a face underdog. You don't want to see a smaller heel going up against a big face, unless it's the kind of heel that's like the Miz.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's bad because Sami Zayn's always an underdog type of fighter, and he's coming at him like I'll haluva kick that smile off your face. Sami Zayn should be pissing in his pants. There's no way in any type of reality that Sami Zayn could legitimately take on Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I get you. I know. That's true.
It's almost like it's pretty similar to if CM Punk was to try to take on Brock Lesnar, wouldn't you say?
Shut up.
Remember Soul? He actually did take on Brock. I don't know what happened to Oye got taken Suplex City. I remember that.
So,
I don't like this.
That's my
I don't like this entrance for Kevin Owens. I don't know why they even put it in the game. I know why, because at the moment he was United States champion. He had that whole gimmick thing, but I just don't care for it.
Face of America.
Fucking
so yeah, that's my opinion on Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So,
you skipped my shit?
Anybody else? No.
No, I don't have much to say. I just say it's.
That was a pretty good wrap up of that whole thing.
It is what it is. Still cringy for me. Don't care about the whole fucking story. Disappointing, like always. Moving on.
Done with the love.
It was a dumb rival from the start. They could have done a lot better, like you said. They could have done a lot better for anybody. WWE, but WWE is WWE. They like to disappoint. So let's move on to more disappointing factor.
Yep.
This Riot Squad versus Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon. I mean, the match was alright. This match was alright. The end result was, well, first, Alexa Bliss ended up leaving the match. I don't know, did something happen, or she just faked something? Didn't she fake an injury or something?
I think she just faked it, because, like, it was fake. It looked fake, so...
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of... What the hell are you doing, Ben?
Sorry.
But yeah. So what happened was, she faked the injury. Alexa Bliss faked the injury. Then she left, abandoned Sasha Banks and Ember Moon, to fight the Riot Squad. And then Bayley comes out, you know, just adding more to the whole story of Sasha Banks and Bayley. And about the whole Bayley and Sasha story,
when are they doing this?
haven't really been forcing it on us recently. If you guys notice, they haven't really been throwing this whole rival and whatnot story in our face. This was just a little salt, you know. It was a little salt. It wasn't that much, but it still kind of told us that it was still there because of the whole thing backstage. Because supposedly, so what happened was Bayley, Banks, and Moon defeated the Riot Squad, and at the end of the match, backstage, I guess Kurt Angle was talking to Baron Corbin, or Baron Corbin was talking to Kurt Angle. Baron Corbin was telling something about, oh, you know, Bayley wasn't the legal in this match. She wasn't set to be in this match. So did they actually win this match? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't think they won. It was a loss. So Kurt is like, just looking at him and goes, I don't think you want Stephanie McMahon to know about this, do you? Do you want me to tell her? Because I will. And Kurt Angle's like, just left and went to go talk to Bayley and Sasha and Ember Moon. He said, Bayley, you weren't, you know, legal in this match, or you guys didn't actually win the match. And then Sasha got upset at Bayley and just walked away. That kind of just gave us, like, you know, that this story is still going on. I mean, it's whatever. Do you guys even care? Like,
no, I just like
about this match. Like,
I've said this before. I've said this again.
Like,
right between Sasha Banks.
I don't care if they won or lost. Like, it's not a big deal for me.
I mean, it's a pretty big deal that WWE would use the same fucking angle twice in a show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I'm hurt. Someone kicked me in the knee.
It was the little Bayley, the Baron Corbin angle, you know, taking his constable role, showing the possibilities for him being a dick and just drawing massive amounts of heat. I think probably if he keeps doing shit like that, and I mean, he'll probably be the biggest heel of 2018 if he keeps up like the Curt Hawkins thing, and because that was like straight up asshole, and like the smirk on his face when he did it, when he like flipped the table over on him and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, he was like, what, you know, because I can, you know, literally like the biggest dickhead in the world. So I might not ever like Baron Corbin, but I'm starting to be a fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody over there typing 1,000 words a minute or something?
Logs
I don't
out.
know. Yeah, well, I know like what you did put.
Somebody in a book writing factory?
Yeah, can we actually move on from like this? This alien?
Shut up about the timing. Why can't you just keep talking?
Oh, good lord, guy wrote a book over here.
Alright, so yeah, this match, we can move on from this match. Nothing else to talk about. I mean, yep, moving on. Interesting match.
Yep, well, the next segment.
Interesting match, right here. Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. Alright, so. Okay. I saw half of this match and I didn't get to see the rest because I had to head out. But from what I saw, it seemed like a good matchup. I mean, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, come on. Two good athletes here, two good superstars.
Yep.
And, something about, wait, did Balor win by disqualification?
Disqualification,
apparently.
Yes,
so, I don't know, somebody want to talk about this match because I don't really remember most of it.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing.
So yeah, so I remember like at the ending of it, we saw a coup de grace off a ladder from Finn Balor to Kevin Owens, and yeah. gosh. Yeah. That's all I can actually say for it at the moment. I did actually watch the ending of the match, but I was just like, man, just went straight to sleep after. Yeah. Does anyone
I thought it
else
was a good
have...
match. You know, it's two of my favorite superstars. You know, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. But everybody loves Finn Balor. Kevin Owens is kind of a love him or hate him kind of guy. And I definitely love Kevin Owens. He's pretty awesome. Probably one of the best pure heels in WWE right now. And he's great promos. Believable. He comes off like that's really who he is. Man,
yeah.
I like
to see that.
Yeah, I like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is the beast, and I hope he gets some title runs. I think there's probably a Hall of Fame career in it for Kevin Owens.
So after the match in this Finn Balor and Kevin Owens match, it says that Owens brought in a ladder, and Balor fought back on the ladder and delivered a coup de grace from the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was pretty awesome.
See it. It was good.
I've seen it.
Have we ever? Has Finn Balor ever done that from the top of the ladder?
What?
Coup de
yes, he did it. Oh crap! Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. It wasn't quite the top.
Not really
it came
the
down a
top,
bit.
but it was the top, kinda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It was good, but the coup de grace is a really safe move.
Is it? How is it safe?
Yeah, if you look at it, it's basically as soon as his foot makes any kind of contact, he basically just collapses and does a backwards roll. So literally the person that he quote unquote stomps on takes literally zero force. Because
you would kind of have to you would have to do that precisely though. That would have to be precise. Because that happens quick.
But it does. But it's all in it's a parkour maneuver. You know, it's basically a tuck and roll type thing. It's safe falling. That's one of the very first things wrestlers learn how to do is how to fall safely. You know, crap falls.
I always wondered about that coup de grace move. Like, I'm always thinking about it. Like, that gotta hurt. And then I realized, you know, it's wrestling, so, you know, I try to figure out how is it done in a way that it doesn't really hurt the person that's supposed to
basically
take
like
damage.
as soon as his feet like make contact, he basically just kind of goes limp, and his legs just kind of fold up, and he takes all the force. Finn Balor does, like his butt does, but he really just kind of rolls out of it, and it doesn't really cause any damage. I'm sure. You know, he can miss and probably hurt somebody, or if he did it too stiff, or, you know, didn't fold up in time. You know, obviously anything like that comes with risk.
Yeah.
So.
Which also on Monday Night Raw, we actually saw a return from the Big Show.
Oh yeah, that was his little, well, not really a return. It was just, I mean, he just showed up.
It was I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he did nothing major. All he did was announce the Special Olympics team for that area.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, cool. I mean, he's still around wrestling.
Have cleared
That's
Raw.
interesting.
Now we get to
no, wait. I want to discuss something before we move on to Raw. It's kind of leading on to. It's about Finn Balor, and it's kind of leading on to Money in the Bank. So. You remember on, I think it was, what was it? The Greatest Royal Rumble, where Finn Balor had that ladder match with Seth Rollins and, who else was it?
Yeah.
You know how Finn Balor almost got the title from the top of the ladder? Now, is that like foreshadowing of him could possibly win at this ladder match in Money in the Bank, because he was so close at this Greatest Rumble event where it was a ladder match, and he was basically just at the top until Seth Rollins did his like parkour maneuver and kind of stole it from him right when he basically had his hands just barely on it. So I was just thinking to myself, is this like was that some kind of hint or foreshadow that WWE could have just gave us, that Finn Balor could possibly win, or maybe he could possibly have that happen again to him, like maybe he would go up for the briefcase and somebody just snatch it away from him? Like, I was just thinking about that. What do you guys think?
That could happen.
Could be.
I never thought about that, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Something interesting to think about.
If it goes down that way, you called it.
I know. I was just thinking about it. It was like, oh, we were so close that one time in that ladder match. And I mean, right now they just also just a week they had that whole ladder thing, him delivering the coup de grace on top of the ladder and whatnot. It's like, it's a lot of interesting things happening.
Definitely is.
Alright, so now we can move on to SmackDown.
SmackDown open up with Carmella and Asuka. Actually, wait, did it actually open up with Carmella and Asuka? It did.
Yeah, it was Carmella coming out talking about, the whole thing with Asuka and whatnot.
Yeah, how
that she was gonna unmask Asuka. Yeah. And then,
that's kind of dumb. That's completely ineffective unless you're using, that type of. I guess she's using it as a metaphor or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it wasn't a great promo. I mean, out of all the promos that Carmella has done, this wasn't one of her greatest ones, and it was, like you said, it was dumb. It wasn't really that great. It was nothing good.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but after, Carmella was talking about Asuka and whatnot, Asuka was out there with her, we had Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out and interrupt. And they wanted a match against Asuka. And Mandy Rose already had a match against Asuka, right? I believe. Because Sonya was saying that, it was her turn to go against Asuka. And, she wanted to beat Asuka and whatnot. And Carmella just brought something up about, no one's ready for Asuka. And she said something about back then Asuka would have taken on both of them, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And Asuka was just, sitting, like, just looking at Carmella and, like, thinking. And then, Paige comes up, general manager of SmackDown, and says something about, she makes the matches and whatnot, and she asks Asuka who she wants to face, Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, and Asuka, she kind of yelled and screamed the way she does, I'll take both, or whatever. So
that's a good impression. Yeah. You been practicing that?
No,
he's been working on that. He's been working on that.
If you notice, Asuka and all these Chinese, Japanese people, Asuka and freaking
watch it.
Shinsuke and Nakamura, they always have to yell their words and drag their words. I mean, I guess maybe it's the only way we can understand them. It's like, why do they gotta yell and drag their words?
I don't know, man.
They have to slow down so that they can be understood, because...
Yeah, true, but do they have to yell it? Do you have to yell it?
Maybe.
It may help to be understood, to make the word understood, and also brings more attention to them. If you pay more attention to someone who doesn't speak English very well, if you actually like tone everything out and just look at them in the eye and pay attention, you'll understand them clearly. Like it's amazing how it works. Like most people that say, "Oh, I don't understand that person. Why do they talk like that?" It's because they don't care to listen. They just drown them out when they talk because they sound different. If you look someone dead in their eyes and really listen to them, you'll understand what they're saying. I have no problem understanding Shinsuke or Asuka at all.
Yeah, I don't have no problem
understand everything that they say clearly.
I just never really understood why they have to yell it. Like, you're on a mic. Everybody can hear you. You don't have to fucking yell it.
Blackhead, because he says it's because they're used to talking over dozens of people.
I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, coming from where they're from, you know, probably, yeah. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, the whole promo there. I mean, it was a decent promo. So yeah, this led on to Asuka fighting Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in a handicap match, which was a pretty good match. I mean, I didn't see either Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville getting the pin on Asuka. I didn't see it happening. I mean, there would have been a possibility there if they cheated somehow or did some kind of dirty win over on Asuka, but Asuka ended up winning this match via submission with her move that she does. What's that move called? Asuka Lock, right?
Yeah,
Asuka Lock.
Yeah, she caught Deville, I think, with Asuka Lock.
Yeah.
So yeah, she ended up beating Deville, the one that actually wanted to fight her. So I don't know. What you guys think about this match? I thought it was pretty good.
Deville being an MMA fighter, that just buried her by tapping out.
I'm not worried about that because they're already in a two-person heel team.
Yeah.
So that makes her lose all her MMA credibility anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is that it's a good for Asuka because for the longest she's been booked kind of at the same level as all these other jobber women. Like she's been like not putting them away easily.
What happened to Soul?
What did actually happen to Soul?
I just noticed.
What do you mean?
Somebody
What happened to me?
You're not in the game.
My game's it's been stuck on a loading screen.
Oh. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just noticed it. I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, go on, shoot.
But I did just come across a little bit of a spoiler. The next UFC, it's gonna be CM Punk versus Sonya Deville in the main event.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
You're so.
I'm trying to get CM Punk that first win.
I was like, "Who's Sonny Deville?" And I couldn't hear you, and I'm like, "Oh, Sonya Deville." And then I got the joke, so sorry for the delay.
Guys think they're funny.
CM Punk versus James Ellsworth.
This is coming from a Brock Lesnar fan, guys. Just remember that. Brock Lesnar.
This is it.
Yeah.
Brock
This
Lesnar.
has nothing to do with the WWE. I'm making fun of him in the UFC.
No, I'm making fun of him. I'm making fun of Brock Lesnar in general.
I never
I don't
said
care.
that.
I didn't even wear like a Brock Lesnar t-shirt right now.
I never said I didn't like CM Punk, guys. Street's trying to ruin my credibility here.
You can't make fun of.
I didn't like CM Punk as a wrestler, as a sports entertainer.
This guy is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. Let's talk about the match.
It's a whole nother podcast.
All relevant.
Okay. Let's talk about
What match are we on?
Carl Anderson versus
Then
Luke
we're going
Harper.
on next match. If you guys don't really care about that match, we guess
that's good.
This was surprising.
Yeah,
Why?
Harper and Carl Anderson
get the victory.
You think that's a surprise? They deserve that win.
No, because people were actually saying like that, like since the brothers, the Bludgeon Brothers, like they're strong at the moment, but they should have got the victory and like made them like look as like bloody badasses. But Carl Anderson getting the victory, I'm kind of okay with it because like remember, like Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, they did win a tag team #1 contenders match, Who was it against? Oh crap! Now here we go. Who was it against?
You guys didn't send me the invite.
Ben, send him an invite. Yeah.
Yep. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend has to send him an invite. Oh great.
So yeah, I thought that it was a good match. I don't think it was bad. I like Bludgeon Brothers, but I have to because I'm the world's #1 Eric Rowan fan. Obviously, such a big mark for Eric Rowan. I want to see him get world titles.
Yeah.
But I have to hand it to. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure that Eric Rowan will not. I mean, not Eric Rowan, but the Good Brothers are not going to win the belts. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone here, but Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain, and that's not out of because I really don't care for Eric Rowan, if you can't tell. It's not out of love for the Bludgeon Brothers. I just don't think that they're gonna keep pushing the Bludgeon Brothers. I think they're really fighting. They're waiting until Sanity. Sanity is about to debut. They're waiting for Sanity, and
I can't wait for Sanity to debut.
Yeah, maybe as well.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, but I'm actually like so confused on why they not.
I see this going a whole other way.
All right, tell us your whole other way.
It's souls.
I agree with the Sanity thing, but I think it is gonna be with the Good Brothers being the title holders, because it makes more sense, because you have 3 people in Sanity, and you have the club, you have AJ Styles. I'd like to see Sanity getting a huge push by rivaling with the club.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that would be a lot better than no one gives a shit if Sanity beats the Bludgeon Brothers. It's not really gonna get them over.
Of course, no one gives.
They're gonna be whatever. They beat the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, I understand.
Actually, both. Yeah, which also both teams are heels. Also, that both heels. So
yeah, they are
kind of
both heels.
Yeah, so that doesn't add up either.
Well, it also depends too with the club, because back when the club was with AJ, they were heels.
I don't think they're not heels right now, and I don't really see Sanity as heels either. I see them as kind of neutral. I mean, I guess you could say they're heel.
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Do they call it chaos? Controlled chaos or something?
Yeah.
They say?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't really see them as heels, so to speak.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see what happens. I would like to see what you said, so like that's what I was thinking as well, is to see something.
If you guys can't tell, I just really want to see something exciting happen with the club.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of got a shitty version of it when they did the whole Finn Balor thing, and that barely even lasts. But it lasted as long as the Shield reunion.
Do nothing with it.
I'm just saying they should just debut Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson.
Who's that? Let me know.
See, those guys, that's another reason why I could see the Good Brothers beating the Bludgeon Brothers for the titles, because those guys
I don't even know who they are.
They're really good actors, and they're really good in performance. Like, they deserve.
NXT?
So neither one of you. So I've tried to get y'all to watch it like a million times. Neither one of you has still watched Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I know you did. I'm talking about Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
But I never watched it.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. You need to get behind that. It's great.
Yeah, I don't watch that old school stuff. I don't watch that.
It's not old school, you.
Yeah, it's not old school.
It's from this year or last year.
Well, just
it was made this year or last year. Yeah, it's real. It's like, it pretends to be old school.
Comedy.
It's comedy, Ben.
You never seen skit comedy?
Ugh.
Like Chappelle Show is skit comedy, little skits.
Yeah.
They're skits, Ben.
Like skits. All that. Amanda Show. That's skits.
Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson.
Alright. So
we obviously had different. Me and Street obviously had different childhoods.
Yeah.
You watching Chappelle Show when you were a child? What the fuck? Why would you watch Chappelle Show when you were a fucking child?
I was in middle school.
That's not childhood. childhood is all that and Amanda show, guy. That was childhood.
What?
That shit came out in the 90s. What are you talking about?
Soul's younger than us, though, Street.
I'm a year younger than Street.
He's 1 year younger than me.
I watched Amanda's show. I was just giving you shit.
You always give me shit. All right, let's move on.
That was when y'all were children. That's when I was a teenager.
Let's move on.
All that.
Hey, we've been wondering what they were gonna do with the Usos. Kind of not really the Usos, but this next match is Jimmy Uso and Naomi versus Lana and Aiden English, which was, I mean, okay, I understand why they put Aiden English in this, because Rusev had a match coming up, which was the main event match, I believe. I get that, but could have that main event match could have waited, or could have this Jimmy and Naomi match could have waited, because the team of Lana and Aiden English, I don't mind it, but for what it's supposed to be, this whole story with Jimmy Uso and Naomi and Lana and Rusev, it's supposed to be like Mr. and Mrs. kind of story, and having Aiden English there by Lana's side for this match just didn't really make any sense for me of this story. Like, you're supposed to have Jimmy facing Rusev, not Aiden English, if they're trying to do that Mr. and Mrs. thing, because Jimmy is the one that brought it up during the promo. He's like, oh, we'll show you who's the best Mr. and Mrs. Tag team or mixed tag team on the show or something like that. So for me, it really didn't make much sense. It was kind of a pointless match to me. So I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to evade from the Mr. and Mrs. thing.
But like, how are they trying to evade from it if they're bringing it up?
Oh no, I think that they're trying to legitimize mixed tag matches. I think they're trying to have them be more regular. You're going to see more and more and more mixed tag matches. So eventually,
this is why I think about the whole Mrs. and Mrs. thing is going to happen at Money in the Bank, because of the whole, if they're trying to push this mixed tag team thing. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good push for it.
I'm kind of like afraid of it happening in a way, just because it's so predictable, and I don't want Money in the Bank to be predictable.
Yeah, but
so I'm trying to like be in denial about it.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I want Money in the Bank to shock me. I want surprises. I want some good shit to happen. I'm tired of pay-per-views being so bad. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's inevitable at this point.
Oh my god.
Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank, yeah, because they if you don't know, Fight Cap, they do now have women's Money in the Bank. They do have a women's Money in the Bank now. If you don't know that, Fight Cap.
Yeah.
Two in the question.
Carmella won last year and cashed in earlier. WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it was right after.
SmackDown book.
Yeah, it was after. Yeah.
Yeah, it was after.
The week after.
Yep.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank would be Lana and Rusev, because they're banging, they're doing it.
Actually,
they're banging.
Where's Rusev been lately? Oh wait, he's in Bulgaria.
He was in a match that same night. What do you mean?
Where has Rusev been lately? We just talked about how he was in a match.
I swear, I did not see him during the whole match.
Anyways, at the end of this match, Uso and Naomi end up getting the pinfall. It got kind of chaotic at the end of the match. It kind of just all broke loose. All four of these superstars were just basically fighting each other out and whatnot until they actually had a pinfall go on. But yeah, if nobody else got anything to say about this whole thing.
I have one thing to say.
What?
Can I borrow your pen?
Oh, okay. So that's actually the next segment. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's the next segment.
Can we also talk about how Jimmy apparently catched Aiden's flush in the throat with a super kick? Apparently, up the match, English was gasping for air.
Huh.
What does this mean for English? For Aiden English then?
I don't know. They're just gonna keep Aiden English. I don't see what else they were gonna do with it. I heard rumors that Aiden English contract is coming to an end, and he might not get another contract re-signing. And I think they're just, him being in this whole thing right now with Lana and Rusev. It's good for what it is right now, and since Lana is back with Rusev in SmackDown, we won't really miss Aiden as much. But the people that are fans of the whole Rusev Day singing and whatnot is gonna miss it. They're gonna miss him coming out and saying it's Rusev Day and Lana is the best, Lana #1. But Lana can pull that off. But I have a feeling that whole thing is gonna drop. That whole thing is gonna drop once Aiden English is gone. So it's whatever. But the next segment, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura contract signing, which was a good segment right here. I like this. I like the heel of Shinsuke. They're doing a good job with them. Some days it could be a little questionable, but some days it's just hilarious. And I like the whole heel thing they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura. So, for people that don't know, last week, Shinsuke announced that he's going to have a match type of Last Man Standing with AJ Styles for the title. And they were at the back doing a contract signing. What's the matter?
AJ Styles just couldn't hold back, smiling. It was so great. You could tell, these two were, really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So what happened is, as they were signing, AJ Styles was signing his part of the contract. He turned it over to Shinsuke. Shinsuke looks at his pen. He's inspecting his pen, and he's looking at it, and he goes, "This pen is out of ink. Can I borrow yours?" And AJ just tosses him his pen.
He just throws the pen.
He just throws it, and Shinsuke picks up the pen that AJ gave him, and he's inspecting it, bringing it up to his eye level, and looking at it and whatnot, and he goes, "This pen is broken," and he throws it past AJ Styles. AJ Styles gets so pissed off, and he gets up and he tries to swing at Shinsuke, and he had to get removed, taken away by two security bodyguards, whoever they are. And then Shinsuke's over there just smiling and looking, and then he goes into his chest pocket or jacket pocket, pulls out a pen, signs the contract, and he gets up and he goes, "Last Man Standing." And I was like, oh, look at this guy. I was like, I got that reference right there.
Yeah, which I actually did recognize this also. AJ did slap Shinsuke Nakamura in the face. That's kind of like the thing he did.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your guys' thoughts opinion about this?
A lot of low blows in that match. I'm kind of expecting a lot of low
I thought it was hilarious. It was fun
in that match.
Yeah. It was definitely a hilarious bit.
Actually, it was like a new setting because usually half of the contract signings are usually in the ring.
Yeah.
Of course he's here. He's playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there were two people talking, I can't really talk over two people.
Yeah.
Ben's always talking, so there's at least one person talking at all times.
Yeah. Yeah, but I kind of like Yeah, I kind of actually like how like they actually changed like the setting, because like usually half of the freaking contract signings are usually like in the ring. But like, with them, like taking it to like a new area, that's kind of actually like, that's kind of smart of the WWE just to do that. Yeah, instead of having like it like in a boring ring.
True.
Where like hell break loose, definitely.
Yeah, it was a funny
I'm kind
segment.
of expecting like a lot of low blows at Money in the Bank. I'm kind of expecting a lot of low blows to happen.
Oh, you're expecting a lot of low blows?
Yep, a lot of them. Yeah, probably 10.
Who knows? It could happen.
Yeah, probably like
it could
10
happen.
like both. Yeah, probably like 10 from each.
Alright, Sheets, you got anything to say about this segment?
That would be more funny.
I mean, it was a good promo. It was funny. I'm kind of just ready for it to be over though. The whole Shinsuke and AJ thing, you know, it hasn't lived up to the expectation, and I think it's too late now. So I just want them to move on to their next whatever that is.
I'm ready for Samoa Joe AJ. That's when I'm gonna love watching wrestling again.
Yeah.
I'm super fanboy about this.
I agree. It'll be better to see. But I do like the Shinsuke.
Not taking anything away from Shinsuke at all. I love Shinsuke. It's just this is like reached its breaking point. Like it's time to move on.
It's not a Daniel on that.
I watched AJ and Samoa Joe wrestle long before I knew Shinsuke existed. So as a fan, it's more exciting for me.
Yeah, definitely.
To see it happen on a bigger scale.
That was actually part of like the TNA days. That was part of TNA days. I remember.
Yeah.
Because I rewatched that match. It was so freaking good. I wish that they do that in the WWE. You know how WWE does usually do it. Screws up on our hopes and dreams. What happens?
Yeah. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah, ask like Hawkins about that.
Alright.
Next segment, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, which was a good female.
GG for my girl Becky.
It was a good female match. I mean, it was kind of funny and cringy here and there, but it was meant to be like that. It's like these two female superstars. They know each other so well, and they're friends basically, and they know a lot about each other, and they kind of did a bunch of the same maneuvers and kind of countered maneuvers each other a lot of times and whatnot, and they kind of did this little funny bit where they both went to grab each other's leg as they were about to kick each other. They grabbed each other's leg, and they were just hopping around on one leg, and they were like, drop my leg, and they're like, on the count of 3, both of us do it, and then they both dropped their leg, and then they went to go for like a what was it, a crossbody slam or something like that. Yeah, and they both did the same thing, and both of their bodies just slammed into each other, and they fell down. I mean, it was good. I mean, we haven't seen. Oh yeah, the little tea party segment thing that they did. Well, not segment, but bit that they did. But it was good. We haven't seen really a good match or a good bit from the female division. I mean, this kind of, lived up to. There is still hope for an actual good match and whatnot from the female division. Even though it was kind of cringy and funny, and it was meant to supposed to be like that.
I'm just super glad that Becky Lynch got a win.
Same here. I was surprised that she beat Charlotte, but I was glad. I mean, I like Charlotte too, but
this is going to be big one way or another.
These guys here.
Can't take these guys anywhere.
So we can probably move on into the big cast interview. So, yeah, I had been thinking he had been getting better with the promos and stuff like that. I might have been wrong in that assumption.
A little bit.
Maybe, you know, that one promo he practiced the entire time he was rehabbing, so he had that one down. And then everything after that was just flying blind, you know. He went to Vince McMahon. He's like, look, I've been practicing my promos. Here's this one. And Vince McMahon was like, hey, real good. We're going to put you back in the ring, kid. We're going to give you a push.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, that's true. He did get in that promo. He's getting better at promos. I got to give it to him.
This one wasn't.
Huh?
This one wasn't a good one.
Well, it wasn't a good one, but he was getting better at promos until this one came on.
It's like I said, I think he was practicing that one promo.
But it was one of those things that was so bad that was funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know. Those kind of promos, like, I enjoy them. Like, I enjoy some of the really bad promos because they're funny.
Yeah.
He doesn't appear to be in a hurry to get up here.
Like, when he was talking about Daniel Bryan's height, it's like when he tells a joke and then he, like, pauses and, like, stares and it's like you're supposed to laugh, but you're not laughing. So it's just awkward. You know what I mean? Those kind of jokes, it makes me laugh because I just bust out laughing. I'm like, this guy really expects us to think that was funny. Like when he said something about to the interviewer about Daniel Bryan being like an inch taller than her or something like that. And then he's just like staring at her, and she's just staring back at him like, what?
Yeah, it was Renee Young.
Was it Renee Young?
Yeah, it was
Renee Young.
No, it was JoJo.
Yeah, it was JoJo.
I don't remember if it was Renee Young or the other one. I don't remember her name.
Tom?
Nah, I forgot like Dean Ambrose from Live. Oh wait. Wait a minute. Oh wait, nah, it was Dean Ambrose's girlfriend.
Yeah, we know Renee Young.
Yeah, and Dean Ambrose.
So
his girlfriend. I had to freaking say
this promo from Big Cass. This promo from Big Cass, Big Ass, whatever you want to call him. It was shit. It was funny. It was garbage. I mean, it's whatever. We can move on. We don't have to dwell on this shit.
So much better promo.
We've got like, we've actually got one of the most funny segments.
Really, you think this segment was that funny?
No, it was actually like when the New Day pranked the Miz.
It was the most funny segment though. So yeah, this next segment, we got New Day and Miz in the back. What happened was the Miz was talking to the New Day. And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna finally tell me, you know, who's gonna be in the Money in the Bank? Who's gonna be the one to go there? And you know, blah blah blah." They had a hat in their hand with like paper of their names, and the New Day was like, "Yeah, you can help us pick who will be in the Money in the Bank." And goes,
"Yeah, but you gotta be blindfolded first."
Yeah, you gotta be blindfolded, and you can just reach in this hat, pick one out, and that'll be the one in the Money in the Bank. They basically didn't say that, but this is where it was supposed to go. Until once they blindfolded the Miz, they switched the hat. Yeah, they switched the hat out with a hat with pancake batter in it. And Miz goes in, reaches into the hat, gets a handful of pancake batter, starts flipping out, yelling at them and whatnot. And this part I hate because it was so cringy. The laugh that they were doing, I know it wasn't supposed to be like a real laugh or anything that the New Day was doing. They were just doing some weird, awkward laughing. Like, it was so cringy, like I couldn't stand it. I had to just change the channel until this segment was over because the whole thing was cringy. It was a cringe fest of that laughing. I couldn't stand it. And
well, it's the intentional absurd thing. It's the exact same thing that Woken Matt Hardy does.
I know.
It's the exact same over the top. And you're criticizing one person for it and applauding the other.
I'm not.
That's unfair.
I'm not criticizing another one for it.
You said you had to turn the channel. That's criticizing.
I didn't turn the channel. I'm being sarcastic here when I said I had to change the channel. I'm just saying it was cringy.
I liked it. I specifically liked the laugh. Of course you like it
because you've been saying you like the New Day since we started.
Oh, you ain't gotta be a hater now.
Well,
where's your power of positivity?
The power of positivity.
The power of positivity. Clap. No, hold on. Not letting it.
Boston, don't you dare be sour.
It was supposed to be a funny segment. I get it, and you know, crazy and whatnot. Who cares?
It's just not for you. I understand. I feel it. I could.
I'm just
not
sick
everybody.
Of the I'm sick of this shit.
Not everybody can handle that much positivity.
It's not positivity. It's just whack.
You know how them Bostonians are.
Yeah.
Real dry sense of humor.
The New Day, new day anymore. They're old day. They're old news. They're old day.
Yeah, that's what
They're
I like that old
swept
day,
up trash. Hot garbage.
Wow.
Oh, you're going way too far.
The ending of the match was pretty funny. That Miz, okay, I swear the Miz cannot throw freaking pancakes at freaking Big E Langston. I'm just saying.
Huh?
Okay, so we'll get on to the match. Sorry, shit. I just had to.
The match. Which was the main event, the New Day versus the Miz, Rusev, and Samoa Joe. And, of course, the New Day won.
Yo, is Teddy Long actually booking this match? Did Teddy Long book this match or something? It's like that.
It was a good match. I'd say it was a good match, but I didn't want the New Day to win.
Yeah, definitely.
But I understand why they won, but I just didn't want them to win.
Yeah, I know, Miz threw the... Okay, why are they called as flapjacks? I don't know.
Samoa Joe went after the Miz.
Yep. Yeah, with like a super kick and a senton, which was freaking hilarious. And then, New Day dropped them with the Midnight Hour to pick up the victory. Now, on the other one, the question of mine is which New Day member will be in the Money in the Bank?
I don't know, we kind of already discussed it in the last podcast and whatnot. We kind of already went over on who we think it's going to be, so...
I think the six-man tag match was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good competition. And even the way it ended, the match had everything you could ask for. It had its comedic value, it had its top rope moves, it had everything you could ask for in a wrestling match.
It was a good match, but I just didn't...
And the results were great, too, because the Miz is that type of guy that can get his ass beat and
win the next day.
And
he can win the Universal title the same day.
Yeah,
of course, I understand.
They can beat the crap out of him and do whatever they want to him, and he's still entertaining. He still can do something great right afterwards.
Yeah, but
and it was just cool seeing Rusev and Samoa Joe attack him after the match. It's like he's just that everybody hates Chris type character, just everybody just shits on him, but he still finds a way to stay on top. You know what I mean? It's funny. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do with the Miz.
I don't know. They could actually put him in a rivalry, probably SummerSlam. I don't know what they're doing with him.
Well, the rival with
eventually he'll get the United States title eventually.
The rival with the New Day is not gonna last. That's only for the whole Money in the Bank thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to see what they're gonna do with him.
Really want to
most of it we're just gonna have to find out after Money in the Bank where they're gonna go with it. So
actually,
it's all about just.
It could continue because I don't see.
Why? Why would they continue? Unless they.
I don't see.
Unless they do a solo thing with the New Day member.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't see a member of the New Day winning the Money in the Bank. I just don't see it happening.
What? Okay.
I don't see it happening at all.
Okay, that is perfectly true, but.
So. I'm thinking. Whichever member of the New Day is involved in the Money in the Bank match, something's going to happen between that person and The Miz during the match, which is going to strike more of a rivalry going forward. I think that's how they're going to play that.
Could be a possibility.
And I don't know. I was going to make a prediction on who I think is going to win Money in the Bank, but
I don't know.
It's so I have so many different predictions and so many different things I want to see. I just feel like none of it's gonna happen. It's gonna be like the one thing I don't want to see is what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna be like, oh god.
Definitely.
I see Samoa Joe winning Money in the Bank. I do too. That's one of my things. I think.
Yeah, that's what.
I feel like Samoa Joe's gonna win it because of the whole thing with AJ.
Oh, it's Papa.
But then again, I see Shinsuke getting a title run too. So there's so much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there is actually also something I could see probably at SummerSlam.
What is this? This is
Braun and the Miz.
Braun Cena is a rival to Thanos Reigns. That's what's happening in my streams.
I have seen everything. Yep, and he's even.
It's a rival to Thanos Reigns. Braun Cena and Thanos Reigns are duking it out.
The Baron Corbin.
Oh.
Oh god.
You already saw that, didn't you?
What is that?
No.
How did you see that?
Last stream from last week that he wasn't on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but as I was saying,
So, go on, Ben.
Okay, so yes, this actually has something to do with the Miz anyway. So if Miz doesn't win the Money in the Bank, do you think that he could have a factor in this Daniel Bryan Big Cass match? I think that Miz could screw Daniel Bryan, and then they could set that rivalry for Miz and Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm kind of expecting, what's going to happen at SummerSlam. That's what I'm kind of seeing, where it's going at the moment.
So, here's what I'm speculating. Here's an idea, or whatever you want to call it, that I want to happen. So, you know how we haven't, Dean Ambrose's been out for a while, right? You know that.
Oh, yeah.
So, here's the thing I'm thinking about. Let's say...
Well, I'm sorry to cut you off, but...
What?
Before we go into all this, are we going to cover NXT?
Yeah. It's just not going to be nothing huge. But I just want to bring this out here since we're kind of talking about Finn Balor and the whole money thing. So, there's people thinking that Finn Balor might win and then cash in on Roman Reigns and possibly beating Roman Reigns somehow. Who knows how. But here's the thing. What if somebody will be absent, one of the members that's supposed to be in this men's ladder match doesn't actually doesn't make it or show up, and out of nowhere, for the last person that comes in for this ladder match, we hear Dean Ambrose music hits. Dean Ambrose comes in, match goes on, everybody's hoping for Dean to actually get the Money in the Bank contract. He pulls it off. And that'll be a great-ass comeback for Dean. Because then, that'd be a huge pop. Because then he could go on and cash it in on Roman Reigns. Who knows how it will work. He could cash it in as a legit match. He could cash it in as most of the wrestlers do. Huh?
Why do you say Roman Reigns?
No, I'm just speculating here. We're not sure if Roman Reigns is gonna be the title holder still, but we know for a fact that SummerSlam.
We know he's not gonna be the title holder after Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm not saying right after Money in the Bank. Carmella held it for an entire year, so I'm saying because at SummerSlam it's supposed to be Brock Lesnar's last match, and
but
he's fighting Roman Reigns.
Roman is going to be the one to take the title from Brock.
This is just what they're saying. So, since
actually,
supposedly SummerSlam is supposed to be Brock's last match, and if Roman takes the title from Brock, we could have Dean Ambrose come out.
I don't believe all that necessarily, though.
Listen, we could have Dean Ambrose comes out after that match, cash in his Money in the Bank on Roman Reigns, which would make it crazy because we haven't really seen a Roman and Dean Ambrose feud. We've seen the whole Seth Rollins thing and whatnot, but it'd be interesting because it'll give Dean Ambrose a big hype.
Yeah.
It'll give Dean Ambrose a big hype, and it'll kind of bury the fact of Roman Reigns, and we'll kind of have this feud with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and then it could possibly turn into Dean Ambrose overcoming Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns can go on doing whatever, and have maybe Finn Balor actually get his shot at the title, and having Finn Balor and Dean Ambrose going at it would be interesting to see as well. I mean, would you rather see Finn Balor cashing in on Roman? No. I mean, would you see? I mean, Samoa Joe wouldn't be a bad idea, but anybody else other than Samoa Joe is not really likely for me.
I keep thinking about the Money in the Bank as in being the #1 contender to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking. That's why it's confusing me every time you say cash in on Roman. I'm like, what? Yeah. He's not the champion.
But here's another thing, though. It's not necessarily they could cash in on Roman or Brock or Raw. They could cash in on SmackDown if they want to. Or a SmackDown person could cash in on Raw if they want to.
They can't cross-brand. They already addressed that.
They can't. Yeah, they already did.
They can't cross-brand.
What do you mean? They did it this year?
They said so. But this year they said they can't.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well,
so that means SmackDown won't be able to go cash in.
I think it's because every pay-per-view's cross-brand now.
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep it brand official.
Alright.
Yeah, which is gonna make it a little bit unexpected because whoever does cash in is probably gonna lose to Brock Lesnar anyway. Because Brock Lesnar has not been pinned in 14 years.
14 years.
How does she come out on top?
Nah, he's actually never been pinned on.
The person's not gonna see. That's what Soul's thinking, that it's gonna be a #1 contender for Brock. And that's not how it's gonna happen. If the person if Brock Lesnar's still in wrestling after SummerSlam, and this whole theory of Brock Lesnar leaving after SummerSlam ain't true and Roman being the champion, no one's gonna cash in on fucking Brock Lesnar. When will there be a time to cash in on Brock Lesnar? The dude fucking hardly shows up as is. How the fuck are you gonna cash in on him? I mean, yeah, you could fight him, but most of the Money in the Bank.
You're still looking at this as a personal thing,
No. I'm looking at it as a legit thing, because if you think about it,
well, Brock's gonna be there if he's written to be there. Is the point?
Most of the Money in the Bank winners, end up cashing in. They don't face a particular person and say, I want to face this guy for the title, and then put it in. They end up cashing in during the end of the match or in the middle of the match.
They would call Brock and say, hey, we need you on this date. such and such is gonna cash in on you, and he's gonna be there.
Yeah, and you know Brock Lesnar will not go down.
It's not like he's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
No, but you didn't hear what I said. The past Money in the Banks that's been won, and they either cash in at the end of the match that this champion is, or they cash in the middle of the match of this champion. That's how it depends.
Like at WrestleMania was Seth. That's all it's done. It wasn't no one else. It was Seth. We cashed in the middle of the match, I think. I may be wrong about that statement.
Yeah, definitely not.
No, I was just saying about the how are they gonna cash in on Brock? He's never there. It's more of like a joke to say. If they want him to be there to get cashed in on, he's gonna be there and get cashed in on.
Alright, Brock Lesnar fan 101.
I'm not. Why does everything have to be? I'm not. It's not defending him. I'm just saying.
You are defending him, though.
How am I defending him?
Because you are.
If they want him to be on the show so somebody can cash in on him, if that's the storyline,
that'd be a short-ass storyline, I tell you that. That'd be a short-ass storyline. That's why there's usually a storyline after a cash-in.
You're more personally than I am.
That's why there's usually a storyline after a cash-in.
Between the two.
That's why there's a storyline after a cash-in. They're not gonna make a whole storyline, then have Brock Lesnar show up just for a fight. Like, oh, that was the storyline. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm saying as if the storyline was to cash in on Brock.
They would have to just show up one day for a cash in. They'd have to make a huge
then that
story.
person's just the champion now and Brock's gone. If that's the way it was written. Like, I'm just saying, you're acting like Brock's just not gonna show up. So no, it's impossible to cash in on him.
No, I'm not saying he's not gonna show up. I'm just saying it's gonna be stupid.
Corbin is giving the crowd a show, but he needs to make sure he understands what really matters.
Yeah, because like when was the last time he ever showed up? Oh, that's right, the greatest Royal Rumble, where Braun won that.
When's the next time he's gonna show up? SummerSlam.
But that's why I keep referring to the winner of the Money in the Bank as being the #1 contender, because they don't address the Universal title. So how, I don't understand, who's supposed to be the #1 contender? How else are they going to determine it? How else are they going to determine who's going to face Brock at SummerSlam? If it's not the Money in the Bank.
It's not going to be the Money in the Bank. It's already set out for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. It's everywhere. It's set out already.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I do not want to see another freaking Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match. I always like to say Braun Strowman match. I nearly said that.
Because if it's not set out for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, then after Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar is gonna have to show up more than he is now. If it's gonna be the #1 contender that holds the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it's speculated as Roman Reigns is the #1 contender, where is that written? I don't see that. I don't see anyone being the #1 contender because Brock doesn't show up on Raw. There's no talk to the Universal title.
It's written because of the last match they had. The whole conspiracy thing, the whole thing about the whole questioning of the steel cage match.
Okay, yeah.
So it leads on from there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was asking.
Never pleasant.
Thank you.
This guy gotta analyze shit, man.
That's how you laugh.
I think. See, it's been so long since Brock Lesnar even showed up that he forgot when was his last match.
I didn't forget when his last match was, but they just never address week to week. There's no talks of the Universal title, so I just don't understand.
Exactly, because the Universal title is irrelevant. It's nothing. It's nothing. What is it? What is the Universal title?
I do have to agree with Paz Stanton. So I thought I got fucking wrong. In my opinion, they just need to take the title off Raw ASAP.
They're gonna.
I kind of agree with it.
Because it's meaningless right now. there is no main title. Well, there is, but it's not that. It's not a universal title. Intercontinental title is much more meaning than universal title, and it's disappointing. And universal title is supposed to be the biggest title in WWE because Raw is the biggest brand. It's the #1 brand.
Well, that title's not even 2 years old. I'm sure we can put out an Amber Alert for it.
Well, the only problem is, like, right, guys, that like as much as that's like we are actually kind of actually talking about Brock Lesnar being universal champion, remember he could break the record for being the freaking longest reigning champion in WWE. Because, like, you know, of course, with CM Punk's record, it's 434 days. That's still a record that Brock's still trying to beat. I'm just saying.
You're just saying. Well, he'll hold it till SummerSlam, so
that's why I'm saying somebody big other than Roman is gonna have to. Somebody other than Roman is got to have to hold it because it'll still be. I'm trying to say something, can't get it out. Somebody big is gonna have to hold it, other than Roman, because no one cares about Roman. Everybody boos Roman, and trying to make the title, universal title, meaningless again. Having Roman hold it is meaningless still. So
Elias.
that's why my theory of either Finn Balor or not Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose gaining the title from their cash-in.
I honestly think it's gonna be Seth Rollins.
You think so again? You think they're gonna give Seth Rollins another title run?
Yeah.
He was already the face.
Yeah.
He was already the face last year.
Oh, okay, guys. Hey, guys. Real quick, before we start and go into NXT, a quick game. All right, your #1 pick, your realistic pick, and your favorite to beat Brock Lesnar.
I'm actually gonna have to say this right now.
#1 pick to beat Brock Lesnar?
That you think,
What's the difference in the three?
The #1 pick is, I guess some of them are
like
really
favorite.
Yeah, well, it's the same as the other one. So, what's your #1 pick and what's your favorite?
No.
One you
#1
want.
pick and favorite.
Okay, yeah.
#1 pick and favorite is the same. #1 favorite pick or #1 pick is the same, but realistic is different from the two. So let's put the two first ones together. Finn Balor, that would be my first one. Realistic, Braun Strowman. There you go, done.
Oh,
what about you guys?
I might actually have to throw a little bit of a curveball here. Okay, I think some strange. I just don't know why this is actually going in my mind right now. Yo, I just think that I don't know. I think. What am I gonna?
#1 pick, Ben. Who you think? Out of the 6, #1 pick. Who do you think? Not realistically speaking, just #1 pick. Who you would want?
A little bit of a curveball. I'm probably gonna go Curt Hawkins because I kind of actually see.
Ben. Out of the 6 in the ladder match, Ben. #1 pick, your favorite pick.
Sorry, well that was actually running from my mind. It was just I had to fucking address that. Samoa Joe thing. I don't really know because
Alright, so going on to you. Who?
Oh yeah, skip me, nah, don't worry.
What about you, Saul? I mean, he doesn't have a pick.
Go,
apparently.
Ben. Come on, give us your pick, Ben. What do you got?
Hang on a second. I just feel I gotta find who's in the freaking match. I'm so good.
This is our job.
Know who's in the match.
I know, but I don't have the fucking set up already.
It's Samoa Joe.
Finn Balor, The Miz.
We
can't pick between the people in the Money in the Bank as for being favorite to beat Brock.
Favorite to anybody. Anybody that you, I think it's anybody that you realistically want. I mean, if I wanted to say Aleister Black, I could. Who do you think?
You said specifically from the ladder match, though.
I didn't. No, I don't know where that stipulation came from. I guess y'all just kind of threw that in there.
Yeah, I think that you're actually just thinking of it different. I'm just like, that's a curveball.
Okay, here's what it is. I think that my favorite, who I would want to see win against Brock, I think it would be really interesting to see like a surprise comeback from Dean Ambrose and to strap him down with the title right after he returned.
That'd be good too, yeah.
Like straight off of his return. I know the last time Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar fought, it wasn't good for Dean Ambrose.
It wasn't good.
And it was that stupid match with the chainsaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a no-holds barred.
I think coming back fresh off of an injury after being gone for so long, the crowd would pop huge. And if he won the title like right there in his return, like say the match is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, all right, and Brock Lesnar or somebody attacks Roman Reigns behind the scenes, nobody sees it, whatever. Roman Reigns is out of the equation, so they don't know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose shows up. Big pop. Yeah. He wins the belt. That would be great. That would lead us into, WrestleMania and whatever,
And Dean Ambrose does deserve it, too.
Exactly. So,
not saying that Finn Balor doesn't. Finn Balor definitely does. That's why I'm saying.
Oh wait, that's my favorite.
That would be my favorite.
My realistic is I think it's gonna be Samoa Joe.
My realistic pick is Braun Strowman.
Yeah, mine is Samoa Joe. I think he's also as realistic as Braun Strowman. I just picked Samoa Joe basically because you picked Braun Strowman and that's who I was gonna pick. So sorry, Soul. I know you were gonna pick Soul. I know you were gonna pick Samoa Joe.
Actually, my answer is pretty much the same as Street's answer. Well, if I had to choose someone else, let me tell you why I think it's gonna be Seth Rollins.
I don't see it being Seth Rollins.
But look at how you guys rant about what is the Universal title. It's nothing. It doesn't exist. It's not there. Blah blah blah. And look how Seth Rollins makes the Intercontinental Championship such a big deal. He's defending it every week, but they're depreciating the Universal title while uplifting the other one so that when Seth Rollins wins the Universal title, it automatically gets its importance back right away.
You're just trying to defend. You're just trying to defend Brock Lesnar's felony kidnapping.
Okay, hang on.
I hate you guys. You think everything I say is listening to Brock Lesnar's defense.
But how would Seth Rollins come about in this? He's not in the match, the Money in the Bank match. So how would he come about of facing Brock?
I don't know.
That's why I'm saying that it's not going to be Seth Rollins, and I don't know. I understand why you would want it to be Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins is Red Hot Rollins, and he made the Intercontinental Championship what it is right now.
Anything can happen, though. Don't put anything past yourselves.
I understand. I understand.
Fool you about anything.
But Seth Rollins
it could be Curt Hawkins for all we know.
Seth Rollins already been the face twice. Seth Rollins already been the face twice. And held
if it could be anyone, twice. I want it to be. If anyone could win, I want to see Rey Mysterio beat Brock Lesnar. That would be awesome.
Well, last time, hang on, don't.
He beat Kevin Nash. Why are you laughing, Street? It's not like that's impossible. You act like that's just like some impossible.
Before.
I'm just.
But has Rey won?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I'd like to see Rey Mysterio beat Brock Lesnar for the belt.
Actually, if they actually kind of like big star Bobby Roode, I think Bobby Roode could. Like,
y'all can talk about NXT now if you want.
Let's just go into NXT. Soul, you want to lead it or I can? It doesn't matter.
Actually, I did watch this.
Ben, because your name is Soul.
I'm about to go, so just run through it really fast. I honestly didn't think that this week was that up to standard as has been the past couple months.
I was pretty excited.
Was that good? It wasn't bad, but it was like
I'll blaze
a lot of promos. The matches weren't.
Yeah, it was a lot of promos, and there were some subpar matches. The Nikki Cross thing, the beginning started with Shayna Baszler coming out and doing a bad promo.
She's so bad.
It was terrible. It was worse than Ronda Rousey's promos. But the saving grace was Nikki Cross comes out, you know, my homegirl, popping out there, got the old school bandana over her face with the glasses for sanity, you know, representing. Came out there not intimidated at all by Shayna Baszler. Actually, like, you know, kind of jumped at her and made Shayna flinch, and Shayna dropped her title again, and she took the title from her again. And so
she had her like spooked.
Yeah,
she was scared.
And then Baszler did hit Nikki Cross with like this punch that was like, I was like, oh shit, that was like almost like that shoot punch that Brock did to Braun Strowman, you know, at the Greatest Royal Rumble or whatever. Was that the Greatest Royal Rumble? It might have been another time, but that punch that he did drove me crazy.
No, I think it was at the Royal Rumble.
It was a while back anyway. But that was very interesting, and it gave me some hope that maybe Nikki Cross will be the one to beat Shayna Baszler, and hopefully then maybe she'll just go straight into SmackDown, just drop the title, and go to SmackDown and rejoin Sanity. After that, we got TM61 facing off against jobbers, no names. It was a squash match, and TM61 I don't think deserves a squash match. Well, I see the names in it, and if it says the unknown duo of Mike Hewley and Robbie Grand, I'm not necessarily worried about putting names to those two. It was strictly, it wasn't even that good. And then they rebranded themselves from TM61 to the Mighty.
And then they're all like standing in the ring with their chest all puffed out, yelling on the mic like they're tough guys now. I'm like, what is this? Like,
I'm not.
Where is Heavy Machinery and the Street Profits at? Get these guys out of my ring.
Yeah, I enjoy Heavy Machinery. I enjoy the Street Profits, but they gotta, you know, let everybody shine every once in a while. But TM61, I don't think it deserves a push. And they're calling for like title shots against Undisputed Era. Please don't.
No.
So that led into Danny Burch versus Roderick Strong. A pretty good match as far as, it's probably the best match of the night as far as matches go.
Yeah.
You know, lots of backbreakers. Burch always doing really, really good technical wrestling. I think he would be better served on the NXT and stay there because the fans there really like him. I think on the main roster he would be completely wasted. So I want to see him stay on NXT, not because I don't want him to succeed, but because I want him to succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like he would get buried in the main roster and wouldn't be able to shine. So Strong, I think, would maybe be okay on the main roster at some point. You know, like I think he'd probably be better as a heel because he's doing a lot better as a heel than he ever did as a face. But as far as the match, it was a pretty good match. I'd give it about a B plus, something like that.
Yeah.
Then we had a pretty bad match. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think Aleister Black and Adam Cole will be the next two to come up to the main roster.
Yeah, I think Aleister Black definitely, as soon as he drops his title. I think they're building Lars Sullivan to take it from him so they can hurry up and get him on the main roster.
Yeah.
But yeah, that led into Kairi Sane and Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans with the stupid, you know, whatever women's right move. But Kairi Sane won. The elbow that she did, like, I don't know if she was selling or not, but it looked like she hurt herself when she landed. It was pretty rough. But that elbow always looks pretty awesome, so, you know, maybe that's just part of it. It was a okay match, not very bad. Lacey Evans is getting better, I guess. but she needs a little bit more work. But Kairi Sane's definitely up there and somebody to consider for title shots at some point. I think she's no, maybe not main roster yet, but I do love her gimmick. She literally reminds me of like a Final Fantasy character. Like every time she comes out and does her little entrance thing, and even when she talks and wrestles, like her everything about her just like is like video game character, like just the way characters in Final Fantasy particularly or in anime act. So that wasn't bad. I was pleased with that. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa closed out the night. This was a bloody affair. I know Street's tired of Johnny Gargano, but there was a good bit of blood here.
Blood from Ciampa.
Ciampa was bleeding like a beast, bro.
Yeah,
he's like he's been taking blood thinners or something.
Yeah, and we even actually saw Tommaso Ciampa even hit Johnny Gargano with his own Johnny Gargano's finishing move on Johnny.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa hit the Gargano escape on Ciampa. I mean on Gargano, and you know it was a good little. The promo was good.
The fighting, oh my gosh, yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, Tommaso Ciampa just really just sat there and just let them boo and just didn't. He works the crowd really, really well. He knows how to get under their skin, and I can't help but keep getting drawn to this one guy that's always really, really loud, and you can hear. You know who I'm talking about?
The tall guy with the glasses and shit?
With the glasses, yes, that guy.
Yeah.
The week before, he was like, "You suck." And he was pointing at him and yelling at him. I was like, Jesus Christ, guy, calm down.
Either he's really like that or he's one of those planted people.
I think he might be special. Like, the boy might be touched.
Yeah. Well, there's also, they've been known to put certain things in certain places to make them do certain things.
I would be one of those guys. I would act super
love
crazy.
To do that. I could be that guy.
I would yell all kinds of stuff at him. I'd slap one of them. I'd take a punch. I'll sell. I'm down. Yeah. Let's do it.
Will you sell like Shane McMahon?
No, I'm not jumping off fucking Titantrons. I'll take a suplex. I could probably handle an F5 one time. If there's some pretty unfit people that have taken F5s, so I think I could probably handle that.
Big Show.
I know, like celebrities and stuff have taken legit moves. Like Donald Trump's taken moves before.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, he's taken a move like Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
That was foolish.
True that.
Alright, so that was all of NXT. What did you think of the Gargano and Ciampa thing? So you didn't really give us an opinion on it.
I think that it's supposed to be like Gargano finally hit his breaking point and snapped, and I don't know what's going to come from it, but...
That's what she said.
I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it. I mean, I guess in a way I appreciate it because I'm tired of little whiny Johnny Gargano. I'm a baby face. I want to be Daniel Bryan bullshit. So it's kind of good to see him lash out like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm still rooting for Ciampa. I don't give a shit.
Do we?
All right, let's if we have any quick rumors, let's get them out of the way real quick because we're a little bit over, so it's time to get going.
Rumors.
What actually happened at the New Japan Dominion?
It's not rumors, but it's news. For latest news, Kenny Omega winning the championship in New Wrestling Japan. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you guys didn't know, the New Japan Pro Wrestling event happened not that long ago. And, what was it? You said Dominion? That's what it's called?
Yeah, I think it is. Hang on, I'll quickly check which name is.
So we had the IWGP Championship match with Kenny Omega in it. And Kenny Omega obviously took that away. And it was good. Everybody, enjoyed that.
Yeah,
what are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I just put something about the Bleacher Report about the results and winners and grades. I just put that
okay.
in the chat.
Alright.
And
so
yeah, this is actually what it was. This is what if I kind of get the name up.
I think it is Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion. Yeah, it's spelled Dominion. Dominion. Yeah, which it was a really good match. Like the Kenny Omega match. I
never watched it. I don't really watch.
Yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling. I follow it, but I don't watch it. So
yeah, definitely.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and we actually also saw Chris Jericho defeat.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this guy's name? I'm just like.
I don't know, man. That's another thing why I don't really want to say these guys' names. I just say who won. Chris Jericho won against somebody for the for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. I don't know his name. I don't know how to say it. But Chris Jericho ended up winning.
Tetsuya Naito. I think that's how you pronounce it. But Chris Jericho's entrance, he had black I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say right now. Like he had what do you have? He had like these black crosses like on his eyes. They felt like it was like cuts and it was like weird. But his entrance was kind of good. Chris Jericho now the new IWGP Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Intercontinental. And also, the Bleacher Report actually gave this match a B.
Yep. And that's for that.
Yeah.
For more recent news, if I don't want to give a spoiler alerts, but if you haven't watched the UFC fight, Punk lost before somebody rubs it in my face.
For the second time in a row.
Yep, Punk lost. There's also been a report that Punk gave before this fight. He was asked if he was ever going to quit UFC, and he said that he's not going to quit UFC, and he's going to still be in UFC. He may not be in UFC in general for a match, but he could be in something like Balor or whatever. Yeah. The whole thing here is he's going to be working on mixed martial arts. And he was in another report. Well, he was another report after his whole thing about the court. Somebody asked him if he's going to be returning to pro wrestling, and he said he's done with pro wrestling. He's not going to be wrestling anymore in any promotions or anything. He's entirely done with pro wrestling. He's going to focus on UFC, mixed martial arts, or I would say MMA.
He's
for people that care.
Career, I'll say that. He had a good career at wrestling. I'll say that. CM Punk, had like a good career as a wrestler. I'll say that.
He did.
His title reigns, all of his rivalries he's had with Triple H, John Cena. I can't remember how many times I've seen John Cena versus CM Punk. I've seen that many times.
It is what it is. People are going to be disappointed that you lost 2 matches in the UFC. But it is what it is, If he still wants to focus on MMA, and if he can get any matches in the UFC, let him do it. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, let him do it. If he does get a third shot, third time's a charm, maybe he does get a third one and he actually wins, that'd be even better for him. At least he'll be going somewhere. But I have another. I have rumor to speak of. Supposedly, Shawn Michaels did an interview and kind of hinted of a match, that he had one more match in him, Shawn Michaels. But then what was kind of interesting is that he kind of brushed this off in another another interview or something, or maybe some kind of article. He was saying that it was kind of mixed emotions from him. He was saying that, he does have another match in him, but the thing is, all the wrestlers that are performing today are, young wrestlers, and that he would rather watch the young wrestlers, fight and fight each other and, go places and go somewhere. And he goes, the only kind of match he would really, like Shawn Michaels would basically do would kind of be a match with somebody that did wrestle back then. So he doesn't really want to take any clout from a wrestler like AJ Styles, because he was saying that in this interview, is like, he would love to fight AJ Styles or Finn Balor or Seth Rollins, but the thing is, he would rather watch them fight than wrestle them, you know what I mean? So I understand that, where Shawn Michaels is coming from, and I get it. It's kind of like the whole Hulk Hogan thing. It's kind of like the whole Hulk Hogan thing. It's like, if Hulk Hogan does come back, he's old as fuck, and is there anything left in him? Who would he fight? Like, where would this lead to Hulk Hogan? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing. Yeah. I mean, Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels and people like them are not the same as someone like The Undertaker. Undertaker can still do it, is because he's The Undertaker, and if he does lose against somebody, like, they were gonna have a match with him and Chris Jericho, and that would have been a good match, and having The Undertaker and Rusev, that was a good match too. And I mean, he's The Undertaker, but somebody like Shawn Michaels or Hulk Hogan, where the hell they're gonna fight, who they're gonna fight, where is it gonna lead, you know what I'm saying? It's just, they would have to have big thought out plan for that to happen, you know what I'm saying? And for some more rumors, there's been rumors speculating of who's gonna be the one in Money in the Bank. A lot of people are pointing towards Xavier Woods. This is what I've been reading up on. People are saying that Xavier Woods, I know we talked about it a lot of times, but this is where, like, people are coming from. It's been articles saying that Xavier Woods would be the one to be in Money in the Bank, is because he has this whole thing about him being, not really the odd one out, but he hasn't really had a solo career like we talked about, and that, he's really famous with his whole channel and on YouTube and everything else that he does outside of WWE. A lot of people know him, and he's got that, he's got that, that pop. He got that popularity around him.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. What if you have anything, Ben?
I'll quickly check.
If you have anything.
Yeah, I'm just checking at the moment. I'm checking.
Nope. I mean, I got something else here. If you guys didn't know, Enzo did release another
a brand new diss track. I have
another track. This is supposedly a diss track. Matter of fact, Sheep. And since Sheep wanted to rub it in my face saying, "Oh, is this a diss track?" And yeah, it was supposed to be a diss track. Enzo released another song, and I forgot the name of the song already. I forgot the name of the song, but you guys can just search it. Enzo's
I'm
track,
looking up right now.
recent release track. This is the second track that he released, and this was supposed to.
It's Bury Me a G.
Yeah, Bury Me a G. This track was supposed to throw shade at wrestling, other than the last one was supposed to throw shade at, the whole ordeal with the whole the girl trying to accuse him of rape and whatnot. This new supposed diss track was to throw shade at WWE. And yeah.
These are not diss tracks, Street.
Shut up, Sheep.
Well,
Anyways,
there was actually some shade of some WWE stuff.
Yeah, it was to throw shade at WWE. Anyways, we have some rumors about Rey Mysterio to return. That's been going along for quite a few while, but it's been brought up again of Rey Mysterio coming back to the WWE. It's been floated around once again, so it could be a possibility. I kind of hope for him to come back. Really would love to see it. I mean, he would definitely, we talked about it before about if he were to come back, he should come back in 205 Live, because then he could actually, make that brand something meaningful, other than meaningless, like right now. Like, 205 is like nothing. Does anybody watch it? Is there any ratings on that show? Like, do we have any statistics?
I actually watch it. I actually did watch it, but I think there was only 2 matches on there. There was the tag team match between. Actually, no, it was Lince Dorado versus the Brian Kendrick, and then there was Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali, which had there where Tommy attacked both Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali to actually end that match in a draw.
Huh.
Yeah, but people are actually saying that Hideo Itami could be the next Cruiserweight champion, but of course he's going to defeat your boy Cedric Alexander. Forget that. Oh my god, I've just found a perfect Joker.
Joker? What are you talking about, Joker?
Yeah, I'm on the community creation, like just looking up different stuff. Alright.
I got another news here that's been said. Undertaker is supposed to come back in July. He's supposed to come back in July. I forgot what the date was, but he was supposed to appear at Madison Square Garden in July. So we can see another Undertaker match. So if you're hyped for that,
probably like a 5-minute.
another what? 3-minute, 5-minute match from the Undertaker.
Yeah,
isn't that amazing? Well, I mean, it's at least he's showing up. He probably show up more than Brock Lesnar does at this point. No, but honestly, wait. When is SummerSlam? When is SummerSlam?
SummerSlam is. I think it's after. Oh crap! I think it's
because if you think about it, the last time we did see Undertaker was in the Greatest Royal Rumble, and before that we seen him in WrestleMania, and that was the last 2 times we've seen Brock Lesnar as well. So. Undertaker and Brock Lesnar is on par at the moment, and if July 1st is before the SummerSlam, then Undertaker showed up a lot more than Brock Lesnar did this year.
Okay, I do actually have
SummerSlam is August 19, so we'll see Undertaker before we see Brock Lesnar. That's hilarious. GG.
Yep. I cannot wait to see that.
Oh god. There's been. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Nothing. Yo, I'm actually looking up this Enzo Amore. Yo, it's got 363k views on it. Oh yeah, that's. Yeah, why did I don't know why Enzo was so buried in WWE, and then of course when he came Cruiserweight champion, and then of course he got charged with this sexual assault thing, and then lost the title. They should have done more with Enzo. I'm gonna say that. They should have done more with Enzo.
Enzo is the hottest free agent entertainment guy.
Yeah.
Or entertainment hottest free agent. I don't know if you guys seen this video of this SmackDown Live event of Asuka and Lana. But apparently it was a funny video because Asuka freaking knocked out the extensions or wig of Lana's hair. I don't know if you've seen that video. It was on Twitter. Asuka just fucking got knocked the hair out of Lana. Fake ass wig or extension or whatever. You guys should check that out. You saw that?
I did not see that. If someone can link me that video,
yeah, she kind of like did not really a super kick there, but like kind of kicked her on the side of the head, and Lana went to go fall down, and fucking her wig came off. It was so funny. I was like, oh god. Yeah. Yeah. And guys, we had some more news from Cena. And we all know this whole Cena and Nikki Bella thing is juicy news.
Yeah, and I'm feeling a little bit salty about it. I'm feeling salty.
But Cena is now saying that he would love to be a dad, when before this whole breakup thing was because he wasn't ready to be a dad.
Oh,
he would love to be a dad.
Really?
He said he would love to be a dad. Oh god. I mean, you can't say that wasn't you can't say that wasn't for the show, the Bella show, when it was. It was just set up. You could have tell from the beginning that it was. Like, we already said that it was.
Man, why do I actually just like want to see like Conor McGregor versus John Cena? That's like
what?
A match I don't want to see. Yo, I swear like that match is like, it just popped in my head. I was just like, what do we mean Conor McGregor taking on John Cena? Oh yeah, of course, like Conor McGregor, he has faced. Why am I now gonna bring Floyd Money Mayweather in this situation?
Yeah, but that was a money fight. It was a money fight. We're talking about, realistically speaking, it's never gonna happen. The whole point of that Conor McGregor and Mayweather was a money fight, and that's what it was booked as, a money fight. And shit, the title was worth a lot of money, as it was the money that was put into the match. Conor McGregor, even though he lost that match, I know this is old news, he made fucking like 10 times more money he ever did in the UFC. And the thing was, at the time when he was in UFC fighting, he was making a lot more money than everybody else in the UFC. He was the highest paid UFC fighter at the time when he was fighting in the UFC. And he made 10 times that in that match, that money fight, than he did in the UFC. So I'm just gonna, we can move on from that. It's old news, but yeah. Yep. I don't know if you guys heard of this. Back on the Enzo train here, what did he call it? The E train or the Zo train? What was it called? The Zo train? Back when he was on 205.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, it was the Zo train.
Yeah, the Zo train. Back on the Zo train here. I don't know if you guys heard, but Enzo did book his first indie wrestling gig at an indie wrestling gig called House of Glory. That will be at August 17th. Supposed to take place in New York. So, yeah. If you're interested in that, there you go.
Yeah.
Supposed to be called that event called High Intensity 7. Interesting.
Yeah, if you actually want to see like your boy Enzo, go.
I'm probably gonna watch that match just to see who faces. I don't think it's been announced who he'll face. I'll look at this article real quick. Nah, it hasn't been announced who he'll face. I don't even know who's the roster or who's even in House of Glory. I never heard of that.
Yeah,
promotion.
Some no-name people.
Also, there is also news. Adam Cole's going to be defending the North American Championship at Evolve.
Huh?
That's actually that's also been the news, the WWE news at the moment. that Adam Cole will be defending his NXT North American Championship. Huh. I swear it was like in like the thing for the entire time, and I was just like, now I just lost it. Great.
Oh, apparently House of Glory Wrestling has been a school since 2010.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else, guys?
I don't think I got anything. You've been awfully quiet, Sheep.
Yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long week.
I'm expecting also. Oh my god! I swear.
I guess you can finish it up.
Next week on actually no, I actually should say like on Raw, the expected Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns match.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know why that's gonna be like a thing, but I'm just like, I don't care about this Roman Reigns Jinder Mahal match. I wish like this rivalry they've got on, I hope it just dies automatically, because I'm just like sick and tired of every like rivalry Roman gets into. Like if it's with if it's like with a different, I'll say different person, I'm just like, nah, don't worry about it.
I just saw some information about the Rey Mysterio thing. Kind of go back to that. He's supposed to be signed sometime in fall, apparently. Headline is here that WWE wants to sign with Mysterio in fall. So that could possibly happen.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, when is Jason Jordan ever returning back?
Never.
I haven't heard any news about Jason Jordan either. That's just funny. I don't know. Maybe he's done for. Maybe Jason Jordan's done. Maybe he's done. Who knows? But yeah, I guess we can wrap up the show here.
Yeah. No, we're good.
So yeah, Thank you guys for stopping by the podcast, and I appreciate all you guys. Well, we appreciate all you guys stopping by and hitting that like button and, supporting the podcast. We had a good amount of viewers this time for some point being, and we hope you guys tune in next weekend, of course, because we do this every Sunday. Same time as usual. We'll catch you guys in next weekend's podcast. Take care.
See you later, guys.
Peace out.